This is Tin Caps Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Getting ready for Game 4 here at Day Air Ballpark in Dayton, Ohio. Your Fort Wayne Tin Caps taking on the Dayton Dragons. Here on Tin Caps On Deck, presented by Hoopy Insurance Services. Here with former voice of the Fort Wayne Wizards and current voice of the Dayton Dragons, in Tom Nichols. Of course, you were the inaugural voice of the Fort Wayne Wizards back in 1993 until 1996. Talk about your time in Fort Wayne and a little bit seeing the growth that has been the Wizards and now Tin Caps.
Thanks for having me. I love my time in Fort Wayne. When we started the team in '93, it was such an exciting time. Of course, the ballpark was next to the Coliseum. There was just tremendous excitement within the community. It was everything that everyone was talking about at that time. Team started. We were a Minnesota Twins affiliate in those days. We had Torrey Hunter and LaTroy Hawkins and some good years. Very, very nice place to work. I was an Indiana native, so it was close to home, and I was in heaven at that time. Early in my career, of course, and I always enjoy coming back there. Mike Nutter, your president, is a friend of mine and one of the best guys in baseball. So you guys have done well there since, and happy for the way the organization's grown over the years.
We head to the 250th anniversary of American independence. Of course, 4th of July during baseball season is one of the craziest that you see, especially in minor league baseball. Do you have your favorite moment in Fort Wayne from the 4th of July?
I don't really remember 4th of July. I'm not sure how many days we were home. I was there 4 years, but I do remember the first game ever played. We turned a triple play in that game. They didn't turn another one for long time, I think, before they turned another triple play. And so I have my great memories there. I still remember opening night a little bit. And that's been a long time ago, Jaden, but I still have some memories, still see some people there that I run into that were around at that particular point in time. Last time I was in Fort Wayne just a couple of weeks ago, Dean Pantazzi came up to the radio booth and said hello. So still a lot of people that we know there, but I don't really honestly remember whether we were home or road on the 4th of July. That all sort of blends together now, but I do have a lot of good memories from there.
Just yesterday, Ellie De La Cruz, who was with this squad back in 2022, able to pay a visit and talk with some of these players. How big was that, do you think, for some of these younger guys to see one of the biggest stars in baseball come down and talk with them? And two, how cool it was to reconnect with him?
Yeah, Ellie was here yesterday. He was in the dugout. I thought it was great that he came up. He's on the injured list right now, and the team was off yesterday totally, so he came up with Willie Harris, the third base coach, and was in the dugout most of the game. The funny thing about it is I still remember when Ellie was a young guy in the dugout. It wasn't that long ago. He played here in 22, so I remember when Joey Votto came back and talked to the team, and Ellie was on the team, so now it's kind of the reverse. Ellie's talking to our players. Obviously, he's a legend, so they love any opportunity they can get to meet with him and talk with him. And it was great that he came back yesterday on a day off and came up. I visited with him briefly from his time here. He was a young player, 20 years old at that time, a switch hitter, and could do things that no one else could do. And a lot of those things have translated pretty well to the big leagues. He's still improving, though, and I think his best days are still ahead of him. He may win an MVP someday, but we saw a lot of that when he was here in terms of just pure talent and pure skill level.
Another 20-year-old now on this roster, the Reds' #1 prospect in Alfredo Duno. Again, very different positions and very different styles of baseball, but what similarities do you see between Duno and De La Cruz?
That's a good comparison. They do have some similarities, and the similarity is each of them has a tool that is so elite that you almost never see it. Each of them can do something that you can go years and years and not see anyone else be able to do. For Duno, it's just raw power. And it isn't something that, I mean, we've had some guys here over the years, Jaden, that could hit the ball a long way, but that was mostly in batting practice. Once in a blue moon, you might have seen it in a game. But Duno, every single night, he's capable of hitting the ball 450 feet. And when the ball comes off his bat, I mean, it's 110 miles an hour almost every night. He had a single last night that was 110 miles an hour, close to it. And so that's his tool right now, is just incredible ability to hit the ball far and hard. He's got things to work on. Defensively, he's a long way away from where he needs to get to. But he's a fun player to watch at this age, and I hope we keep him for a while longer. I'm not sure how much we'll have him, but I think we'll have him for the rest of the first half and maybe a little bit of the second half.
Kind of an underrated prospect on this roster. Walked it off yesterday. Kean Vu. I saw him at Arizona State across the last 4 seasons and knew that speed and the power mix was going to really translate here to the pro level. What have you seen from Kean this season?
First thing I would say is, how on earth did he last until the 9th round of the draft? He looks like a guy that should have been a 2nd or a 3rd rounder, and he's played well in all areas for us. He started out in left field. We were playing our returning outfielder, Yerlin Compadon, in center, and eventually they decided to give Vu the chance in center field and play Compadon either in left or in right. Vu's played extremely well out there. Offensively, he does it all. I mean, he's got enough power that he's a 15 to 20 homer guy, really an on-base machine, draws a lot of walks, extra base hits. And then last night you saw just instincts in the game itself. Scored from third base on a walk-off steal of home, which is something I've never seen. I checked today to see the last time it happened in a major league game. It happened in a playoff game on a failed suicide squeeze, which is kind of a different scenario totally. The last time it's happened really on a straight steal of home was 1982 in a major league game, as far as a walk-off straight steal of home, true steal of home, no throw to second involved. So Vu's got a lot of skills, and that's a guy I enjoy watching and look forward to seeing climb someday to the major leagues as well.
Final thing for you, just on the nose right now in the final week of this first half, trying to clinch the first half Midwest League East title since 2007 for this squad. Tough week last week, but it seems like this group has carried over some frustrating momentum into this series. How did they get it done in a week from today?
Yeah, you're right on that one. We went to West Michigan and a team that had won 4 games in the entire month of May to start the month of June against them. And I was thinking as the series started, what's a good series here? Is it 4 wins? Is it 5 wins? Is it 6 wins? Well, we ended up with 2 wins, and we came back home 3 games out of first with 9 to play. We picked up a couple of games. We're actually now a half game out with 6 to play. So as you mentioned, we have not won a first half since 2007 here in Dayton. Now, we've made the playoffs a couple of times in the first half. Back in the days when the second place team made it as a wild card. That's no longer the case. You've got to win the first half now, of course, as you know. We haven't done that since 2007. That was a Dragons team with Chris Heisey and Drew Stubbs and some others. Justin Turner was on that team. And so we're hoping to get through and get in the playoffs, but we've still got a few wins to get. And you guys are in the way. So, as much as I love Fort Wayne, I'd like to see it be a 6-game sweep if possible.
Sounds good, Tom. Appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much for having me.
Starting lineup's first pitch coming up next here on Tin Caps on Deck.
Podcasts by Federated Media.